Hello guys, welcome to the Weekly Kickoff, part of the Bankroll Series. We will be with you every single week on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Big Man and Alex from Need for Tips, hosted by myself. We're kicking off the week the right way, as it should, with soccer. Big Man, Alex, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Natalie. Thanks for having me.
Now, super excited. We've got some good matches to talk about this week, and then also the start of the Premier League and what has felt like an eternity in the off season. I am itching to make some solid
83 days, Natalie, since we last saw EPL.
Really, God, it feels like 83 days. I have to say, it feels like it. Alex, I know we did well the Confederations Cup. The Confederations Cup, it was the Gold Cup that that we've been. It's been difficult. It's been a difficult off season, I have to say. But I'm looking forward to being back. Alex, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I've missed the football, the normal football, the thing that we call it football. Because the Premier League is starting this week. Next week we have La Liga, Bundesliga, and Serie A. Also, Ligue 1 started last weekend. So yeah, okay, we did some profit also over the summer with Confederations Cup and Gold Cup, thanks to Martin for the Gold Cup. But now we are ready for the high league, for the high elite, because this is what we are doing best. This is where we are bringing a lot of profit. And as you mentioned also last weekend on the conference that you guys had on SBR, 74% or 76% units of profits Team Bankroll last season. So get ready for some new profit.
Yeah, well, actually, obviously, we just had the IFBC over the weekend. Tons of fun. I was there for the two-day event. Big Man, you were missed by a lot of people as well, but I know you were very active on the live chat, which was great. Alex, I know you were watching the live stream, but it was really, it was really fun to actually also meet the people who watch our videos and chat with them, and it was really, really lovely. So I'm really hoping that we'll continue next year, and obviously with Team Bankroll as well on the panel.
Yeah, Natalie, I think that was a great point by you. I think that's one thing I missed out on most is, with all the shows I do at SBR, actually meeting some people. I know Natalie Rydstrom out of here, but everyone else is just a face to me. So not only meeting all the people at SBR, but the listeners, and really next year, it really sucked that I couldn't be there. I almost cried at points, Natalie. I wasn't there, but next year I'll be there with bells on. But yeah, it looked like a great event. I saw every speaker, and it was nice to see some of my colleagues get the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, and really great meeting Donnie as well. Just as lovely on video as he is in person. It was really, really lovely to meet Ed Fang. I met as well. He's a great guy. Really, really nice, and some great followers as well. So it was really good. Alex, you were missed, but I know you were watching as well from the sidelines live.
Yeah, it was a great conference you guys had. I think that Big Man, I totally agree with Big Man. Be careful, because next year you will have Big Man, you will have Alex, you will have Martin, and you will have Stuart. So everyone will be there.
If it's any indication of Alex and I's talks over the internet, I can only imagine when we get together, an Albanian, a Romanian, it's going to be fun in Costa Rica. I'm looking forward to it already.
Yeah, me too. Listen, want to quickly kick off now. We did do a video, was towards the end of last week, Real Madrid versus Manchester United. But obviously some of these odds have updated. It takes place tomorrow. So Real Madrid versus Manchester United. Real Madrid 2. Draw 3.75 and Manchester United 3.8. So we previewed this late last week. Bernardo made a guest appearance. It was great to have him on camera. Many swaying there for a Manchester United or a Manchester United draw no bet, or giving them a plus on the handicap. That was sort of the common consensus there from the video. Big Man, any thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I think these odds are quite high for Manchester United. I was surprised to see that they're getting such a nice price to not only even win the game, but lift the trophy at 2.5. I mean, as dodgy as the offseason has been, not dodgy, but the preseason hasn't been particularly good. Gareth Bale might be injured yet again. Ronaldo's had legal trouble. They've been over, to the United States for a long period of time. and you look at Lukaku and what Manchester United's preseason has been. It's been a totally different, kind of two teams. So I think getting this price, I think it's worth taking a shot maybe on Manchester United. I haven't looked much. I'm not a big fan of some of these cup games, but I do have to say the price is attractive on United, who have, we all know they can defend. They now have that goal scoring threat as well. I think, right now from a motivational standpoint, from where a team is right now, I have to like Manchester United a little bit more. And I think the colleagues here on the shows are dead right. I think a draw no bet on a Manchester United here is a pretty good play. But to lift the trophy at 2.5, I could definitely see that happening here.
Yeah, certainly seems where the value was. Alex, is that what you, there was somebody who was, maybe it was Stuart who was going for Real Madrid. There was somebody who was
yes, Stuart was
going against, but you were going as well for the Manchester, was it Manchester United plus 0.5 you went for?
Yeah, exactly. All of us went for plus 0.5, double chance Manchester United, and the only person that was going straight win for Real Madrid was Stuart. But I think that Manchester United will not lose this match. So 2 from 3 chances. I don't think that. By the way, Cristiano Ronaldo was called to play, but I don't think that he will be fit 100%. So I don't know how much he will count for his team in this match. But I still believe that Manchester United will not lose this one, and I'm expecting also both goals from both sides.
Yeah, interesting. There was a comment on the video there preview. I think the under 2.5 goals, whether Manchester United will keep it tight. Interesting as well to hear that Ronaldo.
Hey, Natalie,
will play. Yep.
At 1.85, I think plus the half a goal. I would agree with all these guys. I don't know that they'll lose this game. Could they draw in 90 minutes? Yeah, I don't know that they'll lose Manchester United. I just think that the happenings around Manchester right now are really positive for this team. Lukaku's added just a dimension they didn't have last year. So for me, I think 1.85 plus half a goal is the play.
Yeah, I think that's what Martin was going for as well. And obviously, interesting to hear that Ronaldo will play in that match, because obviously, big match against Barcelona on the weekend there on Sunday, which takes us to our next preview there. Big match on the weekend. And they are right now, I'm going to pull up the odds. Barcelona are the favourites, price 2, Real Madrid 3.2, and the draw 4.2. Interesting to see that he's not being rested. What are your thoughts there, Alex?
Yeah, it will be a weird match with La Liga knocking on our door in 10 days from now. This is a double leg match. The first match, it will be on Barcelona's turf on Sunday, and the second one will be on Real Madrid on Wednesday. So it will count the away goal. Everything will count in this one. I don't think that Barcelona will not win this one. So I'm going with Barcelona to win. And the odds for that, 2.0, 2.05, depends on the bookie that you can find the best odds. But even though Neymar left the team, even though they are struggling to find a replacement for him, Coutinho it might be the perfect opportunity from Liverpool to come. They want him badly, Coutinho. I think that he will be a really good replacement for Neymar. But till 31st of August, when the transfer window is closing, we are expecting a lot more transfers to see at the big names. Also at Barcelona for sure. They have the money now, 222 million euros. So they have to spend it wise. So, but I think that in the first match against Real Madrid in the Super Cup first leg, Barcelona to win is the perfect tip from my point of view.
Yeah, must win and fantastic record against Real Madrid, especially at Camp Nou. What do you think, big man? How the Barcelona now that we see without Neymar? Do you think they'll put it together? Will he not be missed on the pitch on Sunday?
Well, look, he's going to be missed, but they still have possibly the greatest player in the world in Messi and a very good player in Suarez. So, again, I don't know. I mean, look, they're going to score goals. I don't think that's going to be any problem. But I do agree they're going to have to come up with a replacement. I'm hoping that it's not Coutinho from Liverpool, just because I do root for Liverpool. But, again, it looks like that's their main objective. But I got to say, I think this will be a draw. I think the first match will be fairly cagey. I just mentioned some of Real Madrid's kind of, I guess for them it's not necessarily failures, but they haven't been as dominant as we might think is normal. I think they will have some success here. Both these teams will find the back of the net, but I think it'll be fairly cagey here in the first match. I don't have a ton. I'll go with the draw at 4.2.
Going for the draw, interesting. I tell you what, though, one thing we have to agree on here is this fixture sees goals, right? Bookies have got that price 1.44, so very low. I do feel strongly about the Barcelona win in this leg, Barcelona and the over 2.5 goals. But can we agree on goals? I think there's about an average of 3.5 goals when these two teams meet. Are we going for goals?
Yeah, I think that we should go for the Alex Classic. Someone said earlier that I missed the Alex Classic. I think it was Chris. Okay, let's go for the Alex Classic. Actually, this is the first match from the start of the season on a new show that you guys will see us every Monday here. Let's start with the Alex Classic. Both teams to score in the over 2.5 goals. I think it comes around 1.7. 1.8.
Yeah, a little low, but I think with the scoring powers of these two teams, both teams to score over 2.5 goals, fantastic bet. So let's lock in our bets now. Big man, what are you going for?
Again, I'm not sure that I'll bet this match now, just because I do just trying to like to watch these two teams play. I'll go on a limb. I'll go with the draw. I think it's 1-1, honestly. 4.2.
All right. And Alex, what's the best bet for this match?
Barcelona to win at 2.05.
Yeah, I'm Barcelona win, to be honest with you. And for that bit more value, Barcelona and the over 2.5 goals. Next match, as that's 2.55. Next match is Juventus versus Lazio. Very pleased to see the odds for Juventus there. You can get shop around for your odds, 1.8 to 1.91. So we'll get the best available bang for your buck. Draw 3.5, Lazio 4.5. The question is, can anybody predicting a Lazio win in this match?
No.
Alex?
No. I'm going with the experience. I'm going with, even though they've lost a lot of important players in the transfer season, but they brought also some incredible players. I'm only talking about Douglas Costa from Bayer, which they loaned him in the summer break. I think that Juventus will win again Serie A, and I think that they will try to start on the right foot the season with a win, with a trophy, an important trophy after all, because it brings money, it brings happiness to the fans. So yeah, Juventus all the way at 1.83.
Yeah, I totally agree. If you look at their last 6 meetings, Juventus with Lazio there, they've scored 11, they've conceded none, arguably one of the best defenses. I know, Big Man, you're always, and Big Man, I know Martin as well, during our Bankroll show, Best Bets. Martin loves that Juventus win to nil. Juventus win to nil comes in 3.1. You've also got Juventus -1 there on the Asian handicap, a good way to play it, 2.45. So if they only win by 1 goal, you get your money back. Are you looking at either of those bets there, Big Man?
I still think it's a fairly good price, Natalie, just to get the full-time win here at 1.8. I mean, Lazio didn't score last year against Juventus in any of the 3 matchups. Alex makes a very good point. I mean, there's just not a lot of competition in this Italian league. I mean, Roma's always good, and and Lazio's decent. There are decent squads here. Fiorentina and Napoli, but there's just not a ton of competition for this team. Did they lose Dani Alves? Yes. Did they lose Bonucci? Yes. But you look at the defensive back end. I mean, you still have Chiellini, you still have Barzagli. You brought in Douglas Costa. You brought in, plenty of
Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi from Fiorentina, really good player.
Who's a young player that could score goals. I mean, when given the opportunity, you still have Higuain and Dybala and my boy Mandzukic and then Quadrado, and can they get Keita from Lazio as well? That's the big news all of a sudden from Lazio. He won't be moved before this match, so he'll still be a Lazio man. But I just don't see them. They've had trouble scoring against Juve. I don't think it won't continue here. 1.8 Juventus.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes don't push it. It's a great price there just for the straight Juve win. Now let's take a look.
Sorry, Natalie, about Serie A. Okay, Juventus to win, but I'm thinking also over 2.5 goals in the match price. That's 2.05 because it's the beginning of the season, because the defenses are not so tight as they usually are in the mid-season. And someone said, Dale said about AC Milan will push them this season. Yeah, they did great transfers. They invested over 250 million euros, AC Milan, but I think that they need at least one year to unite as a team, and after that we can talk about AC Milan in the second year. If you are buying a lot of players at once, they bought like 12 or 14 players, you cannot have a team in 1 year. You cannot have a team in 2 months. You need time to build your team, to build your strategy. So I think that till they will go head to head with Juventus in Serie A, they need at least 1 year to come as a team. And for sure, Juventus will win again in Serie A.
Unless you're the Warriors in the NBA, they did it right away. They brought in Kevin Durant, and they won right away. But you're right; it's very difficult to connect and get together a dream team of sorts, and you really make it work. The cohesion's important. I agree. Milan's a year away, but next year, obviously, Buffon's going away at some point. So, after World Cup next year. So yeah, Milan will be there, but it's Juve's to lose. I mean, they're not going to.
My only worry about the over 2.5 goals, though, is whether Lazio can score. Obviously, for those who like stats and trends, if you look at all of their head-to-heads, they average 2.4 goals a game, and especially with Lazio not scoring in their last 6 meetings, the 3 from last season, I think we could see a 2-0 win. I think to play the over 2.5 goals, you have to bank on that Lazio goal. I don't know. I would just say, personally, I would say stick to Juventus win.
Natalie, we always want to feel that a team could come in and dethrone Juventus, but it never seems to happen. I mean, year after year, it's always, well, this team got better and this team might hang around. But Lazio's history over the last couple of years has not been good against Juve. I think this is really similar to the Coppa Italia final last year, where Juventus had some trouble for the first 20 minutes and they scored and just really kind of took advantage, got a late goal, and won easily 2-0. I think they do a good job of just kind of wearing you down defensively, making it impossible to score, hitting you on the counter. And like last year, they have guys that can score goals finally.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look now at the Premier League, and we will be back actually on Wednesday, do a Premier League rundown covering each and every match, Big Man and Alex, and we'll bring on guests, so we've got different opinions and things. That's on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. But obviously, first match that kicks off is Arsenal versus Leicester. We've got some great matches. I have to say though, you have a lot of sort of the big names have got it easy against some sort of smaller name teams. I don't know, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Liverpool against Watford. I saw Martin was on the live chat, and he was saying West Ham to beat Manchester United. Please say that's not so.
Plus 2 Asian handicap. He said that plus 2 Asian handicap.
Okay, cool. I was like, oh God, please don't start the season off. But yeah, any matches obviously that we're looking at right now that we think has got some early value on a Monday. Start off with you, Alex.
Yeah, bet quick, because the line is dropping a lot on Tottenham away at Newcastle. I don't think the newly promoted will put a lot of problems to Kane and company. Kane with an incredible preseason, really good on the friendly matches. I think that Tottenham kept the majority of their main players. It was unlucky for them in the last 2 years that they lost the trophy. Also last year they were only some points under Chelsea. I think that the Tottenham and their manager, genius manager Pochettino, I think that Tottenham might be again on top four. But right now it will be really dangerous with Manchester City and with Manchester United strengthen their team big time in the preseason. But I think that Tottenham will start on the right foot. 1.72 for Tottenham to win away at Newcastle.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the odds are dropping.
Get in quick. Also, quite a lot of opportunities for accumulator bets there, parlay bets. Some of the big teams against lesser teams there in the Premier League. Anybody looking at parlays?
Yeah, I think there are definitely some parlay options. One game that I'm looking at, and you mentioned it with Martin Green there, is, and this line's going to drop as well. I mean, this might go up to 3, over 2.5 in West Ham, Manchester United. Both these teams added real goal threats in the offseason, obviously with Romelu Lukaku at Manchester United. But you look at what West Ham did, bringing in Chicharito, Zabaleta. This team did some good things in the offseason. I think they're going to be a team that is going to score some more goals this year. And look, at 1.65 at over 2.5, it's pretty low, but I think this is a pretty high-scoring game, 2-2 maybe, or 3-1, something like that. I think we'll see for sure 3 goals here.
Yeah, over 2.5 goals. What about obviously some of the newly promoted teams? Sometimes these teams start off with a bang. They're up with the big boys. A lot to prove, a lot of sort of motivation.
I don't think any of these teams. I think Newcastle will have a fairly good season. I don't think they're going to be. I think they'll stay up. But Natalie, if I could before go into, I have one future that I'm definitely looking at. If you could find this, if you're in a European market, Bet365 18-1. Huddersfield, Brighton Hove Albion, and Watford get relegated. I think all 3 of these teams are really going to struggle. Clearly, the 2 newcomers, but Watford really doesn't have much of a team. I mean, they're really poor. I really don't have many players up that really belong. I mean, Troy Deeney's a pretty good player, and they have some decent goal scoring possibilities, but they're just not very good. Brighton Hove Albion. The only good thing about Brighton, I think, is, from what I've researched, a fairly nice destination to go during the season. It's a beachy kind of area, but from a soccer perspective, I don't know if they're going to be very good. And Huddersfield, will be relegated. So, I mean, I'd like to hear your opinion, but I think those 3 teams have a real possibility of getting relegated. And at 18-1, I don't think it's a bad play.
Yeah, I get a bit nervous with betting relegation teams. I think there's a lot of teams that I don't know. There's always a lot of surprises. I think
there are, but I think
and teams you think should go down manage to stay up.
Yeah, I just think. I mean, I think the Huddersfield and Brighton are fairly overmatched. I mean, I don't think either of these teams have EPL type players. I mean, they're definitely good championship teams, but I mean, let's be real. Are they really at this level of football? I don't know that I see it. Watford, definitely could stay up, but at 18-1, I'll take a shot because I do think 2 of these 3 are possible. I think Dale O'Four makes a good point. If Sigurdsson goes to Everton, Swansea could be a team that could go down as well, but I'll bank on Watford.
I think that Huddersfield will go down. Yeah, Watford. I'm not sure if I agree here. I don't think that Watford is the kind of the team to relegate this season with the team that they have. I think that the +2 on the Asian handicap that Martin mentioned earlier on the live chat against Manchester United is a lovely tip. Is a lovely bet. I think that we will see goals. I agree with Big Man that we will see at least 3 goals. Romelu Lukaku to score at 1.95 in that match is another beautiful odd. And talking about the teams that are newly promoted, I love Crystal Palace at 1.81 to beat Huddersfield. I think that Crystal Palace is a force on their turf, and playing against a team that will play their first match of the Premier League away in front of a tough home team like Crystal Palace. 1.81 for Crystal Palace looks amazing.
Yeah.
A team that will have big problems in their away game is Liverpool. Big problems they will have at Watford. Liverpool that failed to sign any important player. Nabil Keita, Virgil van Dijk, Luke Shaw.
Salah.
Well, okay, Salah is another thing. They started the season with a bidding on Salah. Okay, he's a great player from my point of view. Their only weapon right now is that Mane is back on the team and will represent a huge support for them. But I think that they will have a really tough challenge away at Watford. Watford with great names on the pitch: Kabul Amrabat, Janmat, Holevas. So I'm going with Watford plus 1.25 or both teams to score at 1.91.
The one concern, Natalie, that I just want to say with Alex, I think the one concern I have with doing that this year, did Liverpool struggle last year against the bottom teams in the EPL? Yeah, against the 8 or worse, they lost 6 different times. So again, they are going to lose to these teams. But I think this year, that was their problem last year. If they continue to do that this year, this team could have a real problem. I mean, they're linked to Virgil van Dijk, who's out at Southampton. That could be something they could do to really shore up that defense. But I just think last year, with how much they struggled against, bottom feeder type of teams, I really think we see a renewed effort for them. But I think if you're building off of last year, yes, that was one of their big problems. Was they did well against the top teams, but against some of the bottom feeders, they struggled. For me, I think Manchester City minus 1.5 goals at 1.93. I mean, I think they hammer Brighton here. I mean, Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton's going to be
big man.
Yeah.
Hey, big man. 1.5 is a really good choice, but let's put a little strategy and minus 1.225. So in case of 1-0, 2-1 winning at 1 goals difference, it's 1.72. So I think that minus 1.25 represents even more value than the 1.5.
I definitely hear you, but again, we know that Manchester City is going to be able to score goals. That's not going to be a problem. That's something that they've always been able to do. But you go out and kind of shore up the defensive side a little bit. Bring in Kyle Walker. You did some things that are going to help yourselves defensively. And Alex, I'm just not sure that Brighton Hove Albion can score a goal in this game. I would be really surprised if this is not 2 or 3-0. I just don't see it. But you do make a good point about the possibility at the 1.72. That is a good play. But Natalie, I'm looking forward to Wednesday because there are some very good options here of games that we didn't even go over that have some value.
Yeah, but I tell you honestly though, don't underestimate the newly promoted teams as they take to the Premier League pitch.
Yeah,
the World Cup stage, and it's amazing. Sometimes let it settle a little bit, let them get into.
But Natalie,
they'll be throughout the season.
But that's the problem.
Caution that first week, I would say.
But we look at Leicester City, and everyone thinks all of a sudden that they can go and win the Premier League, being a team like that. Because Leicester City did it once. I mean, that was truly a 1 in a million type of thing. And if you look at some of these groups, I mean, Brighton and Huddersfield Town, I mean, they just don't really have an EPL type of team. The level of player they have compared to even like a middle tier team is just, I just don't think it's there. So I think this year though, some of these teams that are up, I'm not sure they really belong up.
Yeah. Listen, before we wrap things up here, we quickly want to talk about futures betting here for Premier League. It almost seems like it's a 4 sort of legged race here. We've got like Man City 2.88. These are Bet365 odds. Chelsea 4.5. Manchester United 4.5. Is it between those 3 teams, or should a team even like Arsenal, who does not have Champions League commitments this year, should they be considered? Obviously, Chelsea won last year. They did not have Champions League commitment. Champions League commitments can really take a lot out of a team. Is there a dark horse really that is not in that top 3? And
that's the problem early on, Natalie, with Liverpool. I mean, they have 2 games right out against a pretty good Hoffenheim team. So they have to really kind of come right out. And you mentioned Arsenal. They don't have to concentrate on that. They brought in Lacazette, which, look, I think is a very good signing. The question I have is, if he was so good, why wasn't he at PSG? I mean, or Monaco?
Big man, Lacazette had the highest chance conversion rate in last year from the top 5 leagues. So I think that he's huge.
But come on, let's agree. The French league compared to Spain or the EPL is a little different. Let's be real. There are 2 very good teams in the French league. That's about it. Agreed?
Yeah. So I'm just Martin's on the chat there. Martin, do you think your team can do it? Arsenal lifting the Premier League trophy. That would be
imagine Arsenal is priced at 11 right now to win the EPL. The problem with Arsenal is that in the last 4 years they had a bad start of Premier League with bad results and negative results from the last 2 rounds. I think that if they will start to win the first matches, they ended really good the last season. You remember when Martin said, "Come on, now is the time to bet on Arsenal," and the last 6 wins, only wins they had in the 6 matches. So if they start with a win, wins are getting wins, like that we say in football. If you win a match, you will win a second one. If you are a big name, Arsenal, if they want something from this season, they should win and start on the right foot against Leicester. But Leicester, they will make it really tough for them.
Or until you get rid of Arsene Wenger, they're not winning anything. Lacazette's a great signing. I mean, very good. All I'm saying is, if he was so good, why wasn't he at the higher level squad? That's all I'm saying. He's a very good goal scorer. I'm not gonna disagree with you. Alexis Sanchez, fantastic. And the fact that Mesut Ozil's injured is, I think, good because he had a horrible season last year. Look, they haven't lost to Leicester City in the league since '94. They're not going to lose, I don't think, this first game. But to win the Premier League is a little bit of a stretch. I'd sooner put my money on Tottenham at 10. But problem with Tottenham, guys, is pretty much every game is a road game. Now that they're playing at not playing at White Hart Lane and at Wembley. So, and they weren't very good on the road last year. They were very good at White Hart Lane, but on the road they struggled a little bit. I think it's United or City, honestly. But
I don't think that Chelsea will win again in the second year the Premier League, because let's face it. Last year, they were really lucky not to have Champions League or UEFA Cup on their shoulder, and they focused 100% on Premier League. So it was a plus for them. And but this time, they will have to play also in Champions League. So 2 important competitions. I think that Manchester United team to watch. I think that Manchester United is the team to watch.
Oh, I hope so. I have to say, I hope so. I think Arsenal will beat Leicester, though. Leicester are a poor road team. They do not travel.
Yeah, they should.
I would be on Arsenal to win their first match.
They shouldn't have any problem. I'll give my pick for that on Wednesday. Natalie, by the way, though, just to shout out Martin, they did win the Community Shield yesterday. So let's congratulate Arsenal for winning the Community Shield game yesterday. But I will want to ask one thing, Alex. Everton, they really need a little bit of creativity with that group. Wayne Rooney's not the guy. If they get Olivier Giroud,
yeah, thanks for mentioning that.
They need to get Olivier Giroud and Sigurdsson.
No, I don't think that Olivier Giroud or Sigurdsson will arrive at Everton. I don't think that. Okay, Everton is a good, decent club, always in the top table of the Premier League. But I don't think that those 2 players, even though Olivier Giroud is not the biggest player from all times, but I don't think that Everton is for him right now. I think that he prefers to go in La Liga somewhere than
Alex,
to remain in Premier League.
Let me ask you this.
Arsenal.
Let's say they got Giroud and Sigurdsson somehow. At 81, that's worth a bet, no?
They need a manager. They need a manager, big man.
I understand. All I'm saying is, I think at that price, 81, that's pretty good.
Yeah, to put my cigarettes money for 2 days, maybe I will put them. Yeah,
$25 at 81. Why not?
So expensive are the cigarettes in US? Okay, here we're buying them for $4.
And that's 80 to 1. Man. That's pretty good. 80 to 1 on Everton. You never know.
What was I going to say? I was going to ask one more question. I've forgotten now. Oh yes, that's right, big man, and your Scottish picks. Do you have any for us headed into this week? I don't have them just yet. The lines are. I'm waiting for that. There's some Scottish Cup stuff going on right now. I know Celtic plays tomorrow. Celtic's also involved in the Champions League right now, so a lot on their plate right now. So for me, and again, look, I need Lee Griffiths to not be suspended every week. Moussa Dembele needs to get back in there and be healthy again, because without those 2, they are not
the team of last year. They both need to be in there. But with them in there, yes, it's going to be another great year with Celtic. They will be on my card. I had them last week in the Champions League, but a lot going on right now for them. They do play in the League Cup tomorrow against I'm trying to remember, Kilmarnock, I believe. They're a big favorite there. I'm going to wait a little bit just because they have so much going on, but they are back on Friday against Partick Thistle, and I will be probably laying the goal and a half there. I think I can get – actually, you know what, Natalie? I'm going to give that out right now. I'm going to go with Celtic Friday against Partick Thistle at 1.72 at -1.5.
All right, there you go.
Partick's very bad, really bad. Bad.
Some of the people that I met at the conference there, they follow your Scottish picks. They like that when Celtic's playing. So
my favorite.
Starting a trend there. So, all right, great stuff, guys. Anybody got anything to add before we close our very first show off?
Glad to be back.
Yeah, I have a Romanian tip in the from the midweek. In 2-3 days they will play. Cluj with Dinamo Bucharest, both teams to score at 1.95.
Nice. Okay.
Natalie, happy to be back with you guys. I love doing this. Soccer's a passion. I enjoy it. Catch me tonight, late night on campus. We'll relive the IFBC with Donnie Rightside and Natalie and you guys. I want to get you on my shows at some point. We got to talk a little football to the mainstream audience. Catch us tonight, late night on campus, 10 o'clock on SBR.
Nice stuff. All right, great. Thank you so much for joining us for our first of the weekly kickoff, and we'll be back during the week there Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the Premier League show. Alex, what were you going to add?
We are the mainstream, big man. This is what I wanted to add. We are the mainstream.
I guess more to the American audience that just bets baseball and football.
I'm joking, but I like to say that we are the mainstream. You know.
I understand, buddy. You are dead right.
Best of luck.
We're converting everybody. Come over to the soccer side. It's way more fun. Way more fun and way more money. It's much better, isn't it, big man?
It definitely is. Celtic, baby, all week.
All right, great stuff, guys. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you during the week. Thanks for watching. Alex, big man, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.